Hello Mesmies! Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 possibly unheard of or sort of unpopular beauty and skincare tips that I've kind of gathered throughout my 20 years on this earth. And yeah, some of them have just been kind of really like unheard of, or I may have recommended to a friend that I've never heard of it before. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy it and I hope you learn something from it. I don't expect you all to not know all of them, but maybe there might be one or two in there that you mightn't heard of before. And if you've heard of them all, then go you. Because I didn't get to know some of them till very later on. So I do hope you pick something up from this video that you haven't heard before. And before I ramble on too much, let's get straight into the video and I will see you at the end of it, guys. But yeah, I wrote my top 5 sort of weird sort of beauty tips, and the first one you probably have heard of, the rest maybe not so much. So the first one is to moisturize and massage your entire body. Now I think a lot of people, you know, they put a lot of effort and a lot of money into skincare for their face and things like that, but it's also really important to not just moisturize your legs or moisturize your arms. The décolletage area, your neck and your actual chest itself is a really important place to moisturize, and you should do it just as much as you do your face or your body. That area tends to age very easily, so when you're moisturizing, take it down the neck, take it down, get right down in there, ladies, or men, you know, whatever floats your boat, to get a really good moisturizing in there, because especially that when that area is exposed to the sun, use a good SPF and just make sure you moisturize there, because I mean nobody wants that kind of creasing and, you know, just kind of aging around that area a bit earlier than it should really come on. So when you're moisturizing your face, please try and remember to moisturize that area, because you know you don't want that shiz getting saggy. No sagginess around here, guys. But yeah, it is a really important step to do. Your neck, your décolletage and this area down here. The second one, which I've just kind of picked up along the way, I have eyes that are quite crease prone when I put on concealer, so I usually tap a little bit of primer underneath my eyes to stop my concealer from creasing, especially where I'm wearing kind of lighter coverage concealers under my eyes. They tend to crease the most. So what I do is I use, like for example, you can use any primer for eyeshadow that you have, but I just use Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I don't tend to use this when it gets a little bit more dried up and when it's coming to an end, but when it's like a fresh new one, I know they've changed the packaging since, I tend to not even put a lot on, because you don't want it to look too cakey underneath the eye, but just when I've kind of pressed in the amount I want on the lid, whatever's left on your finger, I just pat kind of really well into sort of right in under my eyes, and I just find that it kind of stops the concealer creasing throughout the day. Like if you're going for a really long day and you want your concealer to stay on, I just find it helps a lot. So yeah, that is my number 2 kind of one. Third tip is for anyone that's experienced kind of like a bad kind of lashes week where a lot of your lashes have fallen out due to mascara or whatever. I used to use a very heavy, strong mascara. I would say nearly waterproof, and I used to tear my eyes out and not really be patient with it. So when I found that I was getting bald patches, I would always just take a week off wearing mascara, or maybe do it on holiday, you know, when I'm not seeing a lot of people. And basically just take that week to deep condition my lashes. And again, this is another cheap and cheerful tip to use. I mentioned this before a long time ago on my old channel, but it is vitamin E oil. I'm pretty sure I just got this from my local Holland and Barrett. I know you can get it in like pure like vitamin E oil, like complete liquid form, but I've just got the capsules because that's all I could get my hands on at the time, and I've had this jar for years and it's only like down to here now. So basically, I'm going to try and get one out for you guys. They just look like little capsules like that, and I basically just burst them with like a little needle or whatever I have handy, rub a little bit on my finger and just run it through my lashes, making sure to get right into the roots and coat all the lashes really nicely. The time I do this in the day would be nighttime before I go to bed, because like I said, it's quite oily, it's quite rich. It's highly concentrated in vitamin E, which is great, but like it's not great for the rest of your skin. So try and keep it off your under eyes if you can, and anywhere else on your skin. Just try and keep it on the lashes only and not to get on the skin too much, because you will get quite clogged pores if it tends to travel. So that's another tip if you really want to deep condition your lashes. And I just do it once every now and again just because I like it. It just, I don't know, it definitely encourages lash growth, faster lash growth, and I don't know, it's just really good. Your lashes are really sort of shiny, and I don't know, it's really good. And as well, I find like after the next day, after it's all like dried in or wiped off, your mascara goes on really nicely, glides on, and yeah, it's just like, it's just way cheaper than any kind of these lash conditioners that you tend to buy like from Boots, or you know, in the like the little mascara ones, because this is all that's in them at the end of the day. So you're better off just to go straight to the source, and like I said, cheap and cheerful, can't go wrong. My next tip is also quite cheap and cheerful, and it's more for the person who has any sort of redness on their skin, rosacea, broken capillaries, anything like that. This is a really good one. And basically about a year ago I noticed I had tiny, I mean they're so minuscule, so faint, but I knew they were there and I wanted to do something about them. Now I wouldn't go to like a cosmetic, like I wouldn't go as far as like getting a cosmetic procedure, but I know there's a lot of natural sort of I don't know, just natural treatments for this kind of thing. But basically about a year ago I noticed I had 2 tiny broken capillaries on this side and 2 on this side. Now I wouldn't go as far as saying they were rosacea, but they kind of had that rosacea look to them, but there was only 2 of them. Like they were really tiny, and it's no surprise really. I have this weird thing where all my veins are really close to my skin. I was just born like that. And I'm sure you've seen some of like the bluer veins I have on my face, but like I said, I just wanted to kind of, I don't know, I just felt too young for these little capillaries to be showing up on my face, so I wanted to do something about it. And basically I did some research online. I started like ages ago, and I found that anything really high in vitamin C is great for like redness or rosacea, or like I said, the tiny little broken capillaries I had. So basically I started using lemon juice, and lemon juice is really highly concentrated in vitamin C, and like I said, it's like going straight to the source again. It's not being diluted by, you know, creams and stuff that people and brands are selling. This one is just from Tesco. It's a baking one. Now this one has a bit of lemon oil in it as well. I'm guessing it was probably just from the skins when they were squashing the lemons. But I do like the wee one that's in the little plastic looking lemon, the one that looks like a real lemon but it's not, and it has lemon juice in it. That one I really like as well, but this is just bigger, and it's the one my dad picked up when he was shopping. And yeah, this is, like I said, the one for home baking, but it's just pure lemon juice, and like I said, very high in vitamin C. Vitamin C has loads of great effects for your body, and this is just one of them. All I do basically is this one, like this one I've been using, has a little kind of slit in the top. I basically just take a little bit and dab it into the affected area. Now this is a long-term treatment. It does take 5 or 6 months to see a real difference, but it's something that's so much cheaper than getting a cosmetic surgery. And if you have the patience, like I wasn't really, like, it was so small that it didn't really fuss me how long it would take to fix it. So the lemon juice is just a great alternative kind of treatment for that, and like I said, it's also really good for redness and things like that, and lemon juice is really light as well. It dries in really quickly. There's not really a residue from it. So like I said, I just pat it into the affected areas, and I swear to God I only have one on this side now and one on this side, so that's really good. So it's obviously having like a positive effect on my skin, and it's working. So yeah, that is my tip number 4. Tip number 5, which is probably my favourite tip of the day, and it is a silk pillow. Now I've gotten, this is a new one I got for Christmas. So good guys, if there's one thing I could tell you to go out and buy, it will be one of these. And I know, like, just no qualms about it, you just need to have one. You need to have one. There's so many great benefits to a silk pillow. This one is 100% silk. Now I'm not positive, but I would assume that artificial silk would have sort of the same properties. I'm not sure, but just to be safe, I would recommend 100% silk one. You could get the fabric yourself at a fabric store and just sew yourself a silk pillow. It's not that hard. It has like 3 sides to it. You could probably hand sew it in like 15 minutes. Like, it's going to save you hundreds of whatever currency you have, dollars, euros, pounds, in anti-aging skincare treatments when you're too young. or creams and things like that, instead of spending loads on anti-aging stuff that you could avoid by just buying a silk pillow, just get a silk pillow. Basically they just prevent, like, you know, when you sleep, I'm kind of a very like side sleeper. I love hugging my pillow and like squishing my eyes and stuff, like getting right into the pillow, and this is just really good for that. It just prevents any creasing, possibility of wrinkles. I don't know how it works, but it just does. And I started using these after, like, my mum told me a really scary story about how she woke up one day, like years and years ago, and she slept funny on her pillow, like really squashed her face, and she had like, see, like, she said she just had a crease there, like the way that she slept, and she had it for years before it went away. And if she had a silk pillow, that wouldn't have happened. It says they're hypoallergenic, highly beneficial for people with sensitive skin conditions. Also another one with this is, besides the anti-aging bonuses to it, is it prevents kind of hair frizz, like frizzy hair. Like, I always prefer when I have slept on my hair, because it comes out like smoother like this at the ends without having to straighten it, whereas if I just blow dry my hair, it's really frizzy at the ends, like you saw in my last video. So I find that this really does work. It prevents kind of too much bed hair and just frizz and stuff like that, so they're really good for your hair, as well as a load of natural proteins in silk, so the proteins kind of transfer onto your hair or whatever and just reduce the frizz, so that's really good. And I think it works, you know, you can judge for yourself. A bit more about the anti-aging. It says skin will breathe easier and lose less moisture against silk. Wrinkles will appear smoother and less creases, so that's another one. And as well, they also promote a good night's sleep. They help calm the nervous system, prompting good night's sleep. So if you're nervous, if you're anxious, if you're like me and you don't get enough kind of downtime in the evening, you're on your laptop, you're, you know, doing things, and you just go to bed like awake, these are so nice, especially if you like scent them with like lavender and things. They're just so good. And this one, I got mine in silk top, and it's just one pillowcase, and it's like, mum got it in a really weird place. It's from Home Store and More, which I think is so random, but you can actually, like, I wasn't sent this or anything, like I bought this myself, but you can actually get it online. It says shop online at homestoreandmore.ie, so I will be sure to leave the link for that in the down bar below. But if you can get your hands on it, they're really good. And as well, I think they make a really good gift for somebody. You could sew one of these and like put their initials in the corner and like wrap it all nice for them and give it to them for like their birthday or Christmas, and it's something they'll actually use and it's handmade. So I would always recommend something like this, and I was just too lazy to make my own one this time around. This one is just called the Silk Sleep. And I would definitely recommend, if there was one thing that didn't cost that much and I could recommend to you guys, it would be this, because it will save you so much money in anti-aging skincare, you know, whatever is out next. You know, it will save you kind of all those expensive creams if you would just start this early on. Don't start using it when it's too late, start using it. So those are my top 5 kind of unheard of, maybe unusual beauty tips. I know some people may have heard of all of them, in which case I apologise, but for me anyway, I thought they were kind of unusual and that you guys would kind of like to hear them, so I really hope you enjoyed it. Do thumbs up if you at least learned one thing from the video, because I'd love to know, and as well, of course, leave your comments and your recommendations and your just feedback in the comments below. I have a few more beauty videos coming up, as well as I'll try and squeeze in a fashion one here and there, because at the moment it's just the weather is just not going my way in terms of the fashion side of this channel. But hopefully we'll sort that out soon. So if you want to stick around for that good stuff, do not forget to subscribe, and yeah, see you in my next video, guys. I hope you've all had a nice day, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.